INCHIE day 8. It wasn't hard for an inspiration today because when we woke up this morning, there was beautiful snowfall. Well, not beautiful if you had to drive in it. Everything is covered in a blanket of white. It's absolutely gorgeous. The blue sky now because it stopped snowing. So that's my inspiration for today. So I'm going to take this pearlescent liquid acrylic. I love these. I think I used these long before I even started using acrylic paints. I just love them because they're so pearly and pretty. I'm going to use a very little because of this. And I'm going to use that nice brush I found yesterday to give me like a really nice, excuse me, pearlescent background. So I was talking to Richard yesterday, and he said that he's thinking about starting his over from 1 to 8 because he's not happy with that waxed paper, not waxed paper, sorry. The waxed sort of pencil crayons he's been using. And I said, well, if you're going to make 365, you might as well start over and, start over with, it's only day 8. So you're going to have to do 7 and then one new one today. So yeah, he's thinking about doing that. So anyway, I'm going to let that dry and I'll be right back. Next thing I'm going to do, now that it's dry, is take some craft Stampin' Up! Whisper White ink. I don't know what you can see. Hang on. Well, that's the French part. But it's upside down, but it's craft Stampin' Pad Whisper White ink. The reason I like the craft ink, I've had this pad forever, because it's it doesn't dry. It's creamier, I guess. And I'm just dabbing this little star ink pad. I was looking for lots of my miniature stamps. It's funny what you don't use, in your stuff. It really is. So I'm just going to go right on top of that and just go for it. And there, that's lovely. Can you see those stars? Don't they look nice? I like that. Next, I'm going to take this little acrylic stamp set called Snowman Season. And they have a little tiny snowflakes in there. Oh, did you guys notice something? I cut my nails. It was like chiseling through cement. Thank goodness we had this really good clipper that could cut through these nails. But they were just too long. But they still look nice, so I didn't want to go pay and have them redone. So I am now putting it on my old Versamark ink pad. I mean, some of these terms I haven't heard in so long because we haven't used them. So your INCHIEs is also an opportunity to use some of the stuff in your stash. So let's see if I can get this whole stamp. Yes, perfecto. Into the Versamark. And then while that is still wet, I'm going to take my silver embossing powder, and there's a little spoon in there, and I am going to dip that right in there. I think I'll use my tweezers and go over that. And then we'll shake it off. Ooh, pretty. Make sure we get it right at a spot that we don't want to smoosh our snowflakes. And I'm going to tap it a couple of times. So there, we've got that. And then we're going to emboss it. Always put your lid on your embossing powder before. I keep mine in little Rubbermaid tins like this. And then I'll emboss it. them is kind of a little smooshed here because it was the way it was stamped. And the last thing to add to this, first I'm going to get some glue. Just there. Maybe by the smooshed one here because it'll hide that smoosh. And then just a little bit right here. Come on, glue. Oh, that's good. Okay. Then I have this metallic leaf flakes. They're like gold leaf. I have silver and gold. And I swear I must have, they were $1.25 each package, and they're really big. I swear I must have bought the craft store out of these because I just thought they were so pretty. And they look like gold leaf or silver leaf. So I just have to get the package open. I'll be right back. Okay, there's how much I got done. So I've got the silver leaf on, the little white snowflake stamp on, the little stars, and the snowflake stamp embossed. So the very last thing I have to do is go around it in distress ink. I think it turned out really nice, super easy. And I'm starting to get my mojo back because I'm starting to realize it doesn't matter how tiny these are. Layering, layering, layering. It's still going to give you the look that kind of look I'm looking for, like a mixed media look. So there we go. That is my INCHIE for today, inspired by the beautiful snowfall. And the jury is still out on whether Richard's changing or not, but if he is, we won't have anything for you today. But he will post probably in the next day or so, and we'll probably see more than one. So there you go. That's day 8 for me. Thanks so much for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye. Okay, I'm back. I'm in a different room. Richard finished all 8 squares today, so I thought I might as well post them. So his first one is very similar to the other one with a tree, but he changed the medium. He's using the same thing I am, watercolor crayons and ink pen outlining them. It's just a crisper look. So that was day 1. This was day 2. And just a sort of a, geometric kind of shapes. Day 3 was when he went out for lunch with Curtis, Felicia, Monica, and Richard. Lunch. And if you look at the other one, it's not as muddy. See? It's just way more crisp. So that's kind of a hint for everybody. If you want it to be crisp, because it's so little, to do it with like not heavy mediums like oil paints, obviously, wax crayons, pencil crayons, anything that heavy, it just doesn't read well. And then this is the one of Aussie skating. Look how clear that is compared to exact same drawing, different medium. You see, look it looks way better. And then that was day 1, 2, 3, 4. Day 5 was the fire he made in the family room, the cozy fire for all of us. All of us, me and him. And his old fire is right here. And again, whoops! Hang on. Again, the clarity in it. So much clearer. And overall, on 365 days of INCHIEs, it just reads way nicer. And then day 5, I think, was when a day came over. And a day's name is spelled A-D-E. So there's the A and then a little D and the E. And the stripes. And this was the other one. So I don't know, we both prefer this one. Just looks way nicer. And then yesterday, he had heard some sad news about someone. So he drew an eye with some tears coming down. So that looks wonderful. He totally changed from whatever he had, those letters. I think it said depressed, but he wasn't depressed. He was just sort of sad about some news. And he wasn't crying. You know how you hear something about somebody at work and, oh, it's not sad. One of those. So that was what those were. I couldn't figure it out. And then the eye. Look at the detail in his art. So pretty. And then today he was inspired by the same thing as me, the snow. So he drew a house. And then there's some snow. And somebody's so buried deep in the snow. That's her little hat. Cute. So yeah, so he's all caught up now, and I actually really do enjoy these drawings so much more. I really and truly do. Like, I just think they look so much nicer. So that's just me. Well, we were just talking about it this morning, just kind of like we were just having a cup of coffee and just talking about our drawings and stuff. And he goes, Monica, yours looks so nice. And I said, you know, maybe it's the medium you're using. It could be that, you know. And then I said, I'm using, you know, you guys know what I'm using, watercolor crayons or pencils, or those nice, beautiful ones. So I, you know how I had the two sets, so I just let him use the other set. And if there's a color I need, I'll just get it. And he said, yeah, it's way better. So yeah. Inchies by Richard. So we'll see you tomorrow.